Well, good morning, CMA Exam Academy students. This is a weekly, this is the weekly Q&A webinar for this week, June 22nd, 2014. Like we had last week, this is a 30-minute webinar where I answer all your questions about the CMA exam and about your preparation for the exam, and also any questions about the content in the academy. Okay, so let's get started with the only question that was turned in. So we'll go over that, and if you have any questions during the live webinar, use the question plugin at the bottom of the video and submit your question. So as soon as I finish with this question, I can go over any ones that were submitted during that time. Okay? So what we have here is a couple things. All right, and I've gotten this from several of you, so I want to make sure that I address it. First is, I am forgetting everything that I'm learning. And some of you are very frustrated at this because you're putting a lot of effort, you're trying to memorize everything that you can, but the information seems to slip from your mind. And that's understandable because there's so much to learn, okay? And it's not easy, but there's a way to do it, and I'll help you with it. Next is, what can I do to remember all the key concepts and formulas section after section? Okay, so this ties in with the first one, and again, I feel that the worry from some of you that it's difficult to remember or how to even tackle it because there's just so much. And the third one is, it seems that there's too much to remember for the CMA exam, and I've been out of school for a long time. Is there a learning hack? Yes, there is, and I will share that. And that hack ties in with the first concern and the second one as well. So there's one learning hack, if you will, one method of studying that will address all three concerns. Okay, and this is also in your CMA Coach study guide that I sent you guys via email when the academy began, and this is on page 19. Okay, so after the webinar, go to page 19 of the CMA Coach study guide and read that section. But I'll go over it right now so that instead of just reading it, you listen it from me. Okay, so the answer to this three concerns is SQRRR, or SQ3R, and it stands for survey, question, read, recite, and review. Okay, so SQ3R, and this is a very useful technique that has helped me tremendously when I was preparing for the exam, because again, I was just as concerned as all of you that it's just too much to remember. Okay, but that technique helped me tremendously, and I'll walk you through it on how to actually on how to use it. Okay, so let's get started with that. Here, let me go back to my screen. Here you go. All right, so we start with survey, correct? And that first step is just to go through the study material without spending too much time reading the detail. So just skim through the section that you plan to read. Read the intro and the summary of that section, okay, or that topic. Because I think we go topic by topic, don't we? And read all the headings and subheadings of that topic, okay, the one that you're about to read. And this will help you understand how the material is structured. Okay, so by surveying the topics, you'll anticipate what the content is all about. All right, so it's like a preview. Get your mind warmed up as to what you'll be reading, what you'll be studying. This is a really good way to get started with a new topic or a new section. Okay, but because we have so many topics within a section, I would just suggest go topic by topic first. Okay, so once you're done with one topic, before you start the next, okay, go through the headings, read the intro, read the summary, and just get an overall feel for how it is structured and what you are about to read. Once you're done with the survey step, we go to the question step. And in this step, you would ask questions such as, what are the key points of the topic or the section? Or what formulas should I commit to memory? Okay. This will help you keep the content interesting and engaging because you're trying to find the answers. It's like a mystery you need to solve. And we all love mystery, right? So if you ask questions like this, it will help you because once you find the answer, you'll know what it is and you will remember it. It's very interesting how that works, but it does work. Okay? And keep your questions in mind while studying. And see how much more interesting the material becomes. All right? So ask questions. Ask questions that will help you find the answers. And when you do, that will help you commit those answers to memory. Next is read. Okay? So this is the obvious one, right? We have to actually read the content. Right? So you need to be an active reader for this to work, not a passive reader. And a passive reader is someone who reads through the content, but is thinking about something else. Is thinking about dinner for the night. Is thinking about going out. Is thinking about washing the car. Is thinking about anything else but what they're actually reading. And it happened to me a lot. So try to be an active reader. If you are an active reader, meaning you are focused on what you're reading, you're actually absorbing what you're reading, that's going to help you tremendously. Okay, and an active reader will like highlight passages, will underline, will write on the textbooks, and feel free to do that. I mean, the textbooks are yours to keep, so write on them, do anything you want with them as long as it helps you memorize the information. Okay, and then also summarize key concepts in your own words on the participant guide. And if you do not have a participant guide, on a notebook. If you write this stuff down or on the margins of the textbook, it will help you remember. The key is to be active. Okay, be an active reader. Engage the content. And the more you are, the more you will retain. It's as simple as that. But of course, it's easier said than done, right? But it is possible to do it. Takes more effort, yes, because being a passive reader, you just read through it and you actually finish it pretty quickly. But then you have to go back and reread because you're like, okay, what did I just read? I don't remember. So you have to go back and reread it all over again. And that gets exhausting. And actually, that causes candidates to get frustrated because they feel they're not learning anything. Okay, so if you're an active reader from the get-go and you summarize, you highlight, you write key phrases and formulas on the margins of the textbook or on a notebook, that will help a lot. Okay, so please be an active reader, not a passive one. The next one is recite. So after reading a few pages, take your eyes off the books and try answering the questions from the question step, which was step number 2, right, after survey. If you cannot answer them, then go back and read the material again until you can. All right, it can be frustrating at times, but remember that if you can't answer the questions now, it'll be impossible. It'll be impossible during the exam. Okay, so take your time now. This is that you're preparing, so take your time now to memorize formulas and concepts. And you will be very grateful that you took the time when you're actually at the Prometric Center taking your exam, because all that information will come back to you. Okay, you're like, oh yeah, I know this. And you start writing it down, answering questions, moving very quickly through the exam. You feel very confident. You will feel very confident. But do the work now. Okay, invest the time now and put all the effort, because this exam is not easy, guys. It's not easy. That's why 65% of people fail. All right. I don't want to scare you, but I want you to be aware of the reality of how difficult this is. But it's not impossible, because 35% pass on their first try, right? So it is possible to pass, but you need to put the effort now. So survey, question, read, recite, okay? And recite, to me, actually is one of the biggest ones over here, because to recite what you just read it means that you are an active reader, that you're active reading the content. After you, for example, you go over the, say, the budgeting cycle. Once you're done reading the budgeting cycle, then ask yourself, what is a budget cycle? What are the components of a budget cycle? And try to recite all that. And if you cannot recite, then you need to go back and reread and be more active the second time around. Okay? And in the beginning, it's kind of slow. This whole process is going to slow you down a little. Okay? It will, because you're actually taking your time to read. But you won't have to go back and reread sections 2, 3, 4, 5 times, because you're being a passive reader. So in the long run, it will help you. Okay? All right, so last one is review. And this is the last step, like I said. So review the material after reading each topic. Go through your underlines and highlights. Try to recite key concepts and formulas. This is the time to solidify all that you've learned and commit it to memory. This is the time. This is the last step. Okay? Review the material every other day to ensure that you are able to recall it. All right? So review the material once you're done. This is key. And this particular technique, SQ3R, will help you. If you apply it the way it needs to be applied, it will help you retain over 80% of what you learn. Over 80%. Okay, so that's a high percentage. So apply it correctly, be an active reader, recite, review, question the content, and survey in the beginning. And by following all those steps, you will be well on your way to answering the question of what can I do to remember all the key concepts and formulas section after section? And is there a learning hack? And also, I'm forgetting everything that I'm learning. By applying this technique, you will be well on your way to actually tackling all those issues. All right? So go back to my CMA Coach study guide, page 19, and read through this technique, or you can rewatch the webinar, either way, but please apply it. And send me an email after you've applied this technique and let me know how it's been working for you. I would like to get your feedback. Okay, and if you need me to give examples of how to apply it, let me know and I'll help you with it. Okay, so now let me go check and see if we have any questions that have come in during this live webinar. So let me go to questions. All right, so there are no questions. So I believe that I've addressed the concerns that some of you had during the week. So this is it for, it's going to be a short webinar, it seems, which is fine. It's a Sunday. I'm sure many of you have fun things planned for the day. So that's it, guys. Keep on the good work. You guys are doing amazing in the Academy. I'm tracking your progress, and I'm seeing all the quizzes you're taking, all the videos you're watching. I can also see how long you're watching each video, okay? So, and I can see all this to see how you're doing. And I'm very, very, very pleased to know that the majority of you are moving along in the Academy and working really hard and scoring high in the quizzes and all that. So keep up the good work, and before you know it, you will have passed the exam and have that big CMA credential in your office, on your desk, or wherever you work. Okay? So have a great week, have a great Sunday, and I will talk to you guys in a week. Bye.